Yeah, so you just want to start with what you're most looking forward to here as we start this season.
Yeah, well, we're really excited for this edition of the Highlanders. We have 3 recruiting classes here now. Everybody's been in the system, other than our freshmen, obviously, for a couple of years. And I think last year was really a very youthful year. We had 11 sophomores and freshmen, so we're really excited to see those guys mature. We saw that last spring after our season, where we had a really good spring practices, and then going into what we've had here in August and September and October. Just really excited to see these guys as older players, as more mature players, and a little bit better idea of what the America East is. We didn't see everybody in the conference last year, but we certainly dipped our toe, and we're really excited to compete against everyone in the conference this year.
I know we're certainly looking forward to a more normal season. Everyone playing, home and home, getting up to all the campuses. So, we're looking forward to that.
Sunil Sundaraj from the Everyday Fan Sports. I'm just wondering, Coach, with an experienced group this season, as you said, what are some of the areas that you're trying to focus in on? I know scoring, rebounding last year, I said presented some issues. Just wanted to get your take on that, Coach Lane.
Yeah, well, certainly rebounding and turnovers need to be better. I hope that turnovers will be a stat that we'll see that we were a young team. We did turn over the ball maybe a few more times than we wanted to. And now that we'll make better decisions. We're older. We feel better about being out there and playing our system. So hopefully we'll see some improvement there. And then again, the improved physicality needs to happen with the rebounding. Again, we know what we're trying to do defensively. We just have to finish off those possessions. So I think that's been something that we've been really trying to key in on, that we're doing all the things that we need to, sometimes offensively and defensively, but we're just not quite finishing the possession like we need to, whether that's a strong shot in the paint, maybe offensively, or boxing out and finishing that possession on the defensive end. So I think that's going to come certainly with experience. Sometimes players are out there and they're so worried about what their assignment is. Oddly, they forget about boxing out. So we're hoping we can work through that and get to that final piece, and then we can really kind of jumpstart our transition offense from there.
Thank you, Coach.
How much of an advantage does it give you? Because even though it's the 4th season, a lot of coaches aren't familiar, like with other coaches that have been here for a long time. So how much advantage does it give you that they may not be able to be set on your system, how you do things? How much of an advantage does it give you?
Yeah, we're new to the conference. I think that's something that does help. I mean, anytime you play somebody that you haven't seen, I think there is an advantage there. I do think we play the game a little bit differently. Our offense isn't quite exactly what others are. It has some Princeton elements, so maybe it's a little bit like Maine's offense. So other teams might be able to say, oh, okay, well, we know what they're running. But we do think ours is a little bit different, and I think that's new, and I think it's a different way to play, and so we do hope that's somewhat of a separator for us. So I think it's an advantage. How big or small is dependent on our execution of that. So if we don't take advantage of maybe their the unknown quality, then that's on us. But obviously, all the teams we're facing, these coaches are going to be prepared. They're going to do their scouting. They're going to know what we're doing in some way. But we just have to obviously be old, mature, make good decisions, and share the ball, and we'll be okay.
Lizzie Litwinko was emerged onto the scene last year, all rookie selection. And I know something that you and I talked about was just the ability for her to kind of play anywhere. Can you talk about that and what you expect from her this year?
Yeah, well, she led our team in rebounding. So from the point guard spot, and probably the smallest kid on the floor most of the time. So I think that's a huge nod to the way she plays. The kid just plays hard from baseline to baseline, sideline to sideline, wants to get better, constantly asking me to watch film. And just really, it's awesome. When you get a player like that obviously has the success that she did, and is not resting on it. It just wants to get better, wants to be a better point guard. But I think that idea, we're just trying to have players here. We're not doing the positionless thing. I know that's the buzzword in basketball. We have positions. We have guards, we have wings, we have post players, but we want to be very skilled. All those kids need to have the same skill up and down our roster. So we post up our guards, our posts are shooting threes. Our wings are bringing the ball up and they're posting up. So, that we think is an element in our program that will always be developing players, no matter what, so Lizzie last year was very good, obviously distributing the ball. She was very good in the post. Actually, as a smaller guard, she was really executed a lot of plays out of there, made some passes out of there. We need her to shoot a little bit more from the outside. Not generally a thing that you have to ask a guard to do, but that's actually what we want Lizzie to be able to do, to be more of a threat from three, because the more she is now, it's going to open up her driving ability, which is where she's so good at finishing in the paint. And then can we get her some drive and kick? So, our tagline here is we like to develop playmakers. Lizzie is what we think is one of the best playmakers in the league, and we think she's just going to get better.